Alright, part two. So I left y'all here at the cucumbers there. This is a peach tree that I grew from a pit this year. This is how far it's gotten from seed in 1 year. That's pretty sweet. It's like almost 3 foot tall. Sunflowers. These are my mammoths. They're easily 6 foot right now. They get close to about maximum size. I would say 8, maybe 9 feet. With a flower head that's the diameter of a dinner plate. I mean 12 inches from, one side to the other. We got this kale I'm just messing around with. If you see my previous videos, grow more kale. You know why. This stuff is awesome for the garden. Even if you don't eat it, you should grow it. Even if you don't eat it. These peppers right here were mysteries. I thought they were sweet cherries, but obviously they are not. They have the shape of a jalapeno, but I will tell you something. I ate one of these yesterday. It is almost as hot as a habanero. Ridiculous. I did not expect that. Ground cherry over here. I showed the ground cherry in the video yesterday, yeah. Just more volunteer carrots that popped up. They're doing pretty good. Those would be some nice carrots. Marigold, Cracker Jack marigold. Get pretty large. Big old flowers on them. They're awesome. The sunflower that I showed y'all. Another cucumber. Royal Golden watermelon, still doing pretty good. Just now putting on the female bulbs. Volunteer tomato. Dill going to seed. Another volunteer marigold. This right here is the lemon drop pepper. It's got 2 fully grown peppers on it. I don't know how well you can see that. I don't know how well you can see that, but then there's more coming in. So it's a productive plant. Squash. I've already pulled the squash off of here. We got another one on there. So far, no problems with the bugs yet. Let's check out the other 2 squash that I had going here. I wasn't really too nurturing with these plants. Really, I wasn't expecting much. I still have squash from last year, so this year's squash I wasn't really, trying too hard with, and they are the best plants I've grown so far. And no squash borers yet, and they've already pulled off four fruits off of these. I mean, these plants are gigantic. They're huge. It's the best I've ever done. It's awesome. Orange cayennes done picked them off. I've got a couple more that are, coming in behind it. Another Royal Golden watermelon. I had a deer get into my garden. I don't know if I can find her footprint here. There's one right there. But yeah, she trudged through here. She's got a light foot. She respects the garden, so that's kind of nice. She's got a couple babies that have been tailing with her lately. But that doesn't open up the buffet, you know what I mean? Got this little red guy there. Scorpion peppers, not as productive as the other plants. There's a few on these, but I mean, like the 7 pots, bang, productive plants. Very productive. They're doing awesome. So stoked. This one's turning color. I'm terrible with camera work, you guys, bear with me. All right, but anyways, there's a volunteer spaghetti squash that just popped up and started going. Deer jumped over the fence, so this 2-tier fence, this multi-layering fence, isn't quite working. It broke the line. I had to retie it together over here. Hasn't done it since, but it demolished my purple bell pepper. I'm not expecting any fruits off of it this year, but the cool thing about peppers is you can overwinter them and grow them out next year. And, they'll produce a lot faster and earlier in the season for you. Lesia pepper finally turning color. I don't know how well you can see that, hopefully good. These things are pretty nice. I'm all up in my shadow, but you get the point. They're producing. More sunflower. Is Rosa Sharon, blooming real well. So I'm coming up on a bit of a blueprint of which flowers to plant. That way, you have constant flowers in bloom throughout the year. You know, from like February and April, you got the dandelions and violets. After April, you'll get you know, other seed or other flowers that pop open. I got a list. I can't think of them all off the top of my head, but you know what I mean. Hopefully, the tomatoes that I bunched together, these 12 tomatoes that I had clustered in that one pot early in the late winter, and then I transplanted them out. I came through and pruned them today, but it's mostly greenery. Like, this is the best cluster of tomatoes that I got going on in all my 30 plus plants that I got growing. Mostly it's just greens. So I don't know what I did different this year, but oh well. I'm mostly focused on my peppers this year. That's kind of my main focus here. The Royal Golden Watermelon is a sweet bonus. I hope that works. I hope I get one of those watermelon, but we'll see. It's only July. But anyways, that's the garden update. And oh, wait a minute. Yep, we got these in the back here. Talk about more exotic plants. Goji. This is year 2. Put on a lot of growth. Very woody plant. And I managed to propagate this. So I took a few branches, new growth off of this plant this year, and turned them into 5 more plants. So now I have 6 goji berry plants. Pretty sweet, right? Fig. This is a Chicago Hardy that I propagated. Started in a jar of water until it grew roots, and then put it outside. And the leaf that was on it died and fell off, but I left it anyways, and now it's putting on new growth. Marigold, volunteer Adirondack potato, chamomile. Awesome. This stuff is second year, overwintered nicely, and then look at it. This year it's putting on all kinds of flowers. Tea for days. Tea for days. And it's such a strong smelling plant that I was thinking, since the deer don't bother it, I wonder if I could take this and put it in some water and let the chamomile and water infuse, and then use that to spray my plants in the garden to keep the deer from eating it, because they don't like the chamomile. This is the purple violet lavender. This stuff smells like eucalyptus. It's awesome. I got this on sale for like $4. It's a pretty rare plant. This right here is bergamot, also known as wild oregano. That's how this is doing. It's a great plant as well. It smells like spaghetti sauce. Just as what you'd expect from oregano. This is the Navajo agastache. Am I zoomed in here? I am. How long has that been going on? Alright, but anyways, this is the Navajo agastache. It's a bit of a pungent smell. I can't quite place it. It's unique and it's nice, but it's pretty potent. This is yarrow that I propagated. I transplanted out of the wild, and yeah, the plant isn't doing so hot this year. It's still alive, which is a good thing. It means the roots are still alive, so it's gonna struggle this year, but I anticipate on coming back next year with a purpose, you know. Here's the goji berries that I propagated. I just took some new growth off of the other goji berry that I showed you just a minute ago, and put them in water. Classic way, you know, just put it in water. It'll grow roots after a while. This is Jerusalem artichoke or sunchoke. I got it in this makeshift cage because apparently deer absolutely love it. And doesn't look like they've been topping it off too much, but that's because she's been, you know, oohing and awing over the garden over there and trying to get in. She's probably distracted away from this. But yeah, down there is underneath the soil is a tuber that is a great alternative to potato, and it's a great survival crop, which is why I'm growing it. Butterfly milkweed put on its flowers and now they're dying off. This is Indian hemp, also another type of milkweed, and this is swamp milkweed. So we got the 3 types of milkweed here, and just waiting to get the common milkweed growing there as well. Bringing some monarch butterflies, right? All right, and the last couple plants here. Thanks for bearing with me. We got this mass of tomatoes that I'm just neglecting, and they're doing pretty good. But I just had a bunch of extra tomato plants, so I was like, I don't want to throw them out. So I came to this side of my fence and just dug out, laid down some weed barrier, dug some holes for the plants, filled it with 10-10-10 slow release granular, blood meal, bone meal, planted the plants, and neglected them. I haven't watered them hardly at all, haven't fertilized them hardly at all, and I will tell you one thing. These habaneros on this plant here are gigantic. They're huge. They're absolutely monstrous. And there's a bunch of them. Anyways. Yeah, there's a bunch of them on there. And then I have the Lesia pepper over here, and I'm hoping that these will just naturally cross, and I'll